Namaste everyone. So for today's practice we've got a spring practice. So in the Northern Hemisphere we've had the spring equinox and we're really starting to see the crocuses coming up and the daffodils, the buds are growing on the trees, the magnolias are open. So this is a practice designed to align with, harmonise with the energies that are naturally around us. They say as without so within. So in Chinese medicine they acknowledge that we carry certain elements in our body that are also in the outside world, and the art of Qigong and Chinese medicine is to hold these in a state of balance, while also we can utilise the season that we're in and what is naturally available around us to support us in our growth, to align with that. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and you're welcome to just feel into an intention today. So the spring and wood is the element associated with the spring in Chinese medicine. This is associated with growth, with intention that are starting to grow, strategizing and bringing that forward in the world. So if you've got a specific goal or hope or intention for this coming year with the spring, you can kind of hold that in awareness and heart. It might just be for greater compassion or awareness. It might be for a certain aspect of your life. So find what feels good, tune into and hold that in your heart, and let's flow. So taking a nice centering breath as ever, bringing the knuckle of the thumbs into the sternum, lifting the crown and tucking the chin, letting the shoulder blades melt down the back body, and aligning, noticing the breath. This is a wonderful way of just centering, coming to a state of balance and calm. Whatever you've had in your day so far can fall away. The chest rises and falls. We've got a nice opening going through the spinal column, connected to the heart. So that's great for soothing anxiety or lots of busy energy. So we're going to start today as usual with our warm-up and loosening, opening up the joints to create the space for the growth and the change of the practice. So we'll start today with our spinal enlivening and opening. And picking the cherries is wonderful for opening the vertebrae of the spine, and also for just creating a bit of an opening in the side body. So as you lift your arm, you can imagine that hip anchoring down. So as you lift your left, anchoring down that left hip, and as you're anchoring the right, bringing in a line of opposition. So there's a nice opportunity for the side body to stretch. Imagine picking cherries above your head. Lovely opening the spine. This is a lovely one to do if you've been spending a lot of time seated. Can really help to open up the spinal vertebrae, bring a bit of awareness to the upper body and the shoulders. Lovely. Okay, so when you're ready, letting that one rest, we're going to go to spine cord breathing. This one opens the front and back of the spine. And this is a lovely one to bring into the start of a practice, or if you've just got a couple of minutes to transition between things. This one activates the parasympathetic, turning off the fight flight and bringing us to rest, rest, digest and recharge. Humility. So really allowing the chest to open up and then arching round in the back. We're not overstretching, we're just inviting more space and awareness in the front and back of the spine. Allowing that breath to fully open and blossom, and then to release. And if you want more opening in the back body, you can breathe in at this point and breathe out to release. So find what feels good for you. So this one I do routinely before bed, especially if the head's in a busy state. Or if I've had a particularly stressful time, I'm going to have a meal, settle down. This one can help my body start to soften. And if you notice yourself yawning, allow it. It's a sign from the body that it is in that rest recharge state. Allowing that nice deep breath in. A couple more. So now that we've opened to the front and back, let's open to the side. Dog wags its tail. So this one, just imagine you're between two panes of glass, and we're literally just going to move from side to side, relaxed in the shoulders, moving from the hips and the waist. And it's just a full body wave, but it's just bringing a bit of an opening into the side of the spine as well. Just feeling that movement right the way through from the soles of your feet to the crown. It's just a lovely one to do because the sides of the spine might not be opened quite so often. Slowing it down, and to center. So let's really allow these to flex with the wrists, flexing the fingers. So the wood element is associated with the fascia and the connective tissue. So as we bring a slight stretch to the palms of our hands, to the soles of the feet, we bring a bit more opening, a bit more space for the fascia and the connective tissue, for energy to circulate through the body. And the other way. Nice and soft in the shoulders. Lovely. Let's bring that out to the elbows. Allowing the shoulder blades to melt down the back body. So we're holding the body in relaxation and yet awareness, integrity. Rolling the shoulders. And the other way. More. So when we do these exercises routinely, circling the hips, the body comes to associate it with time to self, with relaxation, to recharge. So with Chinese medicine, with Qigong, with Tai Chi and other disciplines, often there's an element of consistency that can carry a practice and start to bring them benefits over time. A couple more times each way. Whole body awareness. Okay, so let's fully open that up with tray of teacups. So taking the palms to face the ceiling above the head, and we're going to go to the top right, bottom left, bottom right, top left. So it's like an hour shape, an hourglass. So we're going to the bottom, change sides, to the top and change sides. So it's this figure of 8. We're keeping the palms cupped and uplifted. This one, tray of teacups. Imagine we're holding teacups in our hands, trying to keep the water from spilling. And again, this is bringing an opening to the fascia and the connective tissue, and bringing that spiral. Trees grow in spirals, plants. There's a beautiful tree near us that you can see in the bark. The sinews twist and turn around in its growth. Next time you reach the top, we're going to go the other way. So top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right. Just taking that nice figure of 8. Nice and relaxed in the shoulders, opening the hips. So the hips go back as the arms come round. And noticing that spiral coming right the way up the legs. For those that are seated, from the sits bones all the way up the body. Still aware of energy coming up the legs. Intention is everything. Okay. Arms reach the top. We're just going to push them down into the bottom corners of the room. It's an opportunity to open up any tension or tightness on the top of the shoulder. You know your neck better than anyone else, so if it feels right, maintaining a lift between the crown and the opposite fingers, you might wish to bring a gentle roll to release any tension or tightness in the side of the neck, the top of the shoulders, that place that stress and tension can be held. The exercises that we do with the wood element help us to release tension and tightness from the head, to become more grounded and balanced. Okay. So let's finish off our warm up and opening with the lower body awareness. So we're just going to do some gentle squats because we can do a wide-legged today, knocking on the door of life to bring in some spinal twist. So just to gently warm up the muscles, gently warm up the knees. Now for those that are seated, you can sink into your sits bones. For those that are standing, wide-legged stance. If you want to know how wide, feet shoulder width apart, take the toes out, take the heels out, take the toes out and straighten. So that's about the width of the stance you want. Find what feels comfortable. Bend to a degree that feels right today, letting the tailbone dip down. Okay, and we're going to just do a spinal twist. So leaning forward, keeping the spine nice and straight. We're going to dip to the left shoulder and look over the right hand side. I'm doing the opposite because I'm mirroring. And back to centre, dipping the right shoulder, looking over the left hand side. Do this 2 more times and you'll notice I stay centred on. Okay, so it's not about turning to move the spine stays nice and centred, and it's as if I'm wringing a towel or turning a pole. Okay, so my head and neck and spine stays centred in the middle. Just a gentle drop in the shoulder just to open up the spine, twist to the spine while having that strong lower body awareness. And back to centre. So now that we've opened this up a little bit, what we're going to do is just bring a gentle bob left and right. Okay, so we're staying at a similar height with our hips. The knees are slightly bent. For those that are seated, you can stay planted in this one, in your sits bones. If you've got the space and capacity, you can do a twist by gently lifting the crown, turning to the degree it feels comfortable, one hand behind you and perhaps one on the thigh, and turn to look behind. Okay, so find what feels good. If you've the space to turn and give yourself a gentle knock, that's accessible too. So find yourself where you're at. For those of us that are standing, we're just gently rocking from side to side, and then we're just going to turn from this inner waist, let the movement come from this place. And you'll notice the arms gently move with the body, and if it feels good to you today, you can allow the arms to knock gently on the body, not direct the arm but either side of the spine, the side body. This one, knocking on the door of life, activates the door of life, the bodily energy, the Jing in Chinese medicine. So this is associated with the lower dantian, the energy centre that fuels the energy of the body. So we're waking the body up, it's spring, there's more energy available. So from the soils that we've wintered in and rested in, where the nourishment lies, we can start to bring that energy up and out. And perhaps those that are in a lower position, you'll start to feel your glutes warm up, your lower butt legs. So find and meet yourself where you're at. You can turn to look behind or keep the neck straight. And when it feels good, you can gently soften the movement, soften and soften. Now for those that are standing, we'll stay in this position. For those that are seated, again keeping the spine nice and straight, we're going to go into elephant swings its trunk. So it doesn't matter which arm, take the wrist of one arm with the hand of the other, and we're just going to have a slight lift, leaning forward and down. Gentle wave up the body. Gentle wave. Final loosen. And I like this movement because again it's that whole body flow and movement. Awareness from the roots right the way up the trunk to the crown. Nice stretch. Final time. You can bring the hands down at this point. Even those that are seated, you might wish to just bring the head slightly below the heart. You can bring a lovely sense of grounding, a nice opening in the back body, so we can grow from that balanced place, allowing space for the wisdom of the heart and the gut
They say there's a brain and awareness in the gut, in the heart and in the head. So we can start to utilise these different intelligences within us to grow, to learn, to expand. Final nice breath in, and you might want to release with an audible sigh. Any tension or tightness released and softened as we come up.
So hopefully we're feeling a bit more spacious in the body, a bit more stretched out as we go on to our flow sequence. So we're going to do our usual shake the tree, very gentle bounce into the heels, the sits bones if you're seated. Relaxing, you can really flex and flick the wrists, especially if you use computers a lot. Really open up these joints. Just allowing the tailbone to gently lift and fall. A lift of the crown and slight top of the chin, holding that spinal integrity, keeping the spine nice and open. With that audible sigh, that ha sound. It's been shown to have stress relieving benefits, and it also corresponds to the sound of the heart. So if we're feeling heavy, if we're feeling frustrated, often naturally the body sighs, releasing, opening the heart back up. And this gentle bounce, the more gentle you are, the longer you'll be able to sustain it. And what we're doing is we're just freeing up any tension or tightness in the body. It's long been known in ancient practices that with sound, with breath, with movement and vibration, there can be the space for change, for healing. And just noticing how you feel in your body. If there's any tension or tightness you're noticing, just imagine it washing out, releasing out. If you think about it, when a baby or young child's frustrated, we tend to rock them and tap them, and I liken this exercise to that. So shake the tree, shake off that dead wood, anything trapped or stagnant in the body. You can imagine flexing out your fingers, find what works for you. And in Chinese medicine, they also believe tension and tightness can be carried in the organs, emotions can be trapped in the body. And so just with this movement, we can release tension on the internal organs, on the inside of the body, bringing a physioelectric charge right the way through the bones, just supporting and nourishing the whole body. Very, very simply. This is one I do in the evening to literally shake off the day. You'll notice when dogs that have been in fights or arguments, if there's been something going on in nature, they'll give a whole body shake and then they carry on. It's like a release, let that go, and we can move on. Okay, so let's slow that down, and just notice how you feel. Those used to the practice, we can come to our Wuji posture. It's like bend of the knees, lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, arms around it, and again remembering to expand them palms. We're not overly stretching so it's uncomfortable, but just a slight opening. Imagine the stretch of a drum skin can change the quality of the sound. So we're changing, we're stretching, making space for the fascia and the connective tissue. So just allow the breath to land as we bring the arms up. So we're going to stand in Wuji in our embrace the tree today. This associated with the wood, with the liver. And the liver is said to hold and store frustrations and anger, and it's balanced by compassion. So as we breathe into Wuji, I invite you to breathe compassion into your body, compassion to yourself. This world can be challenging, growth and change can be challenging and uncomfortable, and still we can offer ourselves the nourishment, the space, the compassion, the acceptance, to navigate it all. So for those that are seated, bringing awareness to your sits bones, feeling a lift between the crown and the sits bones as if they're pushing gently away from each other. We've got that slight cupping of the palms, still aware of the fingers slightly opening. This is creating space through all of the fascia and the connective tissue. We can do the same with the feet. More space for the breath, for circulation to flow through the body. Opening up then woody sinews, the connective tissues and fibres through the body. You might notice the strength of the legs beneath you, feeling the warmth in them, aware of the trunk, the centre of the body and the crown. The tree offering balance between heaven and earth, between the above and below. So if your arms are feeling heavy, you can bring them to your sides, but the longer you hold these postures and build them gently over time, the more you may start to feel the benefit. In this position, we're bringing energy awareness from our palms, connected to the heart and the liver region, to the centre, the torso of the body. And for those that want to feel more energized, you can have a slight rock towards the front of your feet. For those that need a bit more grounding, they've had busy energy, hyperactive, active on the go, you may want to sink into the heels to bring a calmer, to support the yin in the body. But let your body find its place. The body is wise when we give it the space and the time. So really allowing that tuck of the chin, imagine the shoulder blades relaxing down the back body, just another 30 seconds in this place. Breathing compassion and gratitude into the body. Feeling strong and centered like a tree. Feeling the depths of your roots, the soles of your feet, the earth beneath you. Feeling the crown gently lifted up as if a marionette string is gently lifting it up to the sky. Feeling the warmth of the arms. Allowing the breath to land as low and deep as feels comfortable. And when you're ready in your own practice, you can gently build on them in time. Bring the hands in front, wash down. So we're going to start with the fountain. So the fountain's a gentle flow that ripples right the way through the body, like in our silk reeling, and elephant waves its trunk. What we're doing is we're just breathing that gentle wave, allowing energy to gently flow through the body like the sap rising in a tree. It's associated with the water nourishing the wood. Nourishment through a gentle flowing movement, free of force or effort. It's an allowing, like a bubbling spring. Washing through the body, allowing the shoulder blades to melt down the back body. Just gently turning around the elbows. Backs of the palms tracing up the body. You can imagine water washing up from the feet, from the door of life, that lower back area. Spreading out through the arms, nourishing the whole body. Slight lift and sink in body and breath. Final time. Hands come to centre. And we move on to tree sways in the wind. So palms still facing up, tracing up the side body. Tracing up the liver channel. bringing clarity, clear-mindedness. So releasing that excess energy, creating space for clear thinking. Like a tree swaying in the wind. Releasing what's no longer needed. If it helps, you can imagine white light gently following with the palms, washing up the side of the body and centering down the centre. And I often find some form of visualization helpful to connect to the body, to keep my mind engaged in the practice. They say where your attention goes, energy flows. So imagine light washing up the side of the body and down the centre. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Final time to each side. So now that we've worked with the wood, we've built up from the water, let's go into a gentle flow for the heart, balancing fire, the warmth of the heart, the passion within with water. This one's lovely soothing, so we're going to move the hips like we were in our exercise, but are more subtle and gentle. The legs don't need to be especially wide. So one palm in front of the chest, lower arm facing the ground, arms change, turn, arms change, shift the weight, turn, arms change, shift the weight and turn. So this one, cloudy hands. Different elements, balancing, supporting each other. Slowing it down. Back to centre. And back to our Mabu wide-legged. So again, heel, toe out. Arms come back to our embrace the tree. We're going to turn on that heel. Okay, so the body moves with the movement of the hip and the waist. The back arm comes up. We lift 2 fingers. The front arm is going to draw the bow. We release the arrow. Okay, so if I stand here, you'll be able to see the full stretch of the arms. So we turn on that heel, turn in the upper body, back arm comes up, front arm across, setting our intentions, our goals, and releasing the arrow. Okay, so we stay in this stance the whole time. Those that are seated, just moving in the upper body, back arm comes up, and to centre, turn on the heel, on the waist, back arm comes up. So those goals, those intentions, we hold them in awareness and then we release the arrow. So as we let go, we trust, we allow. So it's not about effort and force, bringing the intention and the attention and then letting go. Final time to each side. Returning to centre. Drawing down the heavens with one arm at a time. Just this one I imagine is coming home to the self, drawing in the energy from the practice. coming back to the centre. Again, anytime you might feel scattered in your mind or in your energy, if there's lots of demands, this exercise can be lovely to come back to yourself, to feel centred and grounded. This time we take both arms up, drawing down the heavens, breathing in whatever quality of energy you need to support you at this time. Maybe it's joy or energy, maybe it's gratitude or clear-mindedness. And just allowing that to wash in through the body as the body softens and integrates the practice. Final time. Palms come together, crooks of the fingers meet, and down to the abdomen. Legs can come together, slight bend, pine tree sways in the wind. So lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, letting them shoulder blades relax down the back body, slight lift in the front body. And allowing the breath to soften and sink. Noticing how you feel in your body compared to when you started. Allowing time and space for the integration of the practice. A lot of the time in the modern world it can be from one activity to one activity on the go quite fast. Creating space to integrate, to adjust, can have its benefits too. So I invite you to offer an inner thanks for giving yourself this time, this practice, to nourish and focus on you. Bringing them hands to circle around the abdomen. And release with an audible sigh. Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed today's practice. Wish you well with your intentions of growth this season. And until next time, take care. Namaste.